Okay, so this is day 4, and I put Helga in the pasture for a little while so she could just have a new environment. And I wanted to see how she would feel about being haltered now that she's in a big environment. And she has more choices. And I see she's giving me her opinion right now. She's feeling a little bit frisky. So what I'm going to do, because I know that she's becoming more confident. So if she wants to leave me, I'm just going to help her. Until she decides that she wants to make a new decision and turn and face me. And all I did was shuffle my feet a little bit, but that's all it took. So I won't leave her staying in this state of mind too long. I didn't actually expect that much energy out of her. So pretty soon I'm going to cut her off if I need to, because I don't want to stay in that. So the real Helga comes out. So I'm going to start cutting her off. Unless she turns to face me. Good girl. If she leaves, that's okay. I don't need to put much pressure on her because she's already up enough. So I'm going to back up here. See if she thinks about me. Hi. Remember me? I'm your friend. So I'm just going to wait a moment and see what she decides. She decides to take off. So what I want to do here is either back up when she looks at me or cut her off when she... Oh, really? Cut her off if she starts just running around aimlessly for too long, because I don't want her to stay in that emotional state of mind. So she's just trying to get a hold of her emotions here. So I'm going to start coming up behind her again, see if she wants to face me. When she made a good decision right there, I stopped for a moment. Good. Good girl. Good girl. So I know if I approach her too fast, she's just going to take off again. I'm just going to take my time. Good girl. I would like her to start following me again. Good girl. I make sure my body energy is very relaxed, that I'm not projecting any too much energy towards her. I don't have any bad or negative feelings either. So that helps her, because if I was mad or frustrated with her, it would just make the process harder. So I'm just kind of going around in a circle, heading towards her hind end. If she lets me, if not, she can follow me. That's up to her, which is what I want her to do. I want her to follow me. But I don't do it by approaching her from the front end, because she will either just take off or she'll block me and just get more worried. I know I can't approach her too fast right now, because I know she'll just she'll want to leave me. I want her to make the decision to start getting closer to me. If she needs to leave, that's okay. she looks at me, I back up. When she leaves me, I head towards her hind end. I'll give her a minute to think about that. She's licking her lips. She's blinking a lot. She's shaking her head. That's a way of releasing some of that adrenaline that she was on. I don't want to make too fast of moves or work too fast because it's just going to add to the anxiety. So I'm going to see, she won't let me head towards behind end, which is great. I want her to start following me. That's my goal. And I have to keep changing directions, otherwise I lose her. See, she won't connect or commit to too many steps forward unless it's away from me. So I just shuffled my feet right there and said, you need to go, let me help you. So when she starts looking towards me, I just stop. So I'm never walking towards her head. I'm walking towards her hind end, unless I'm trying to cut her off or block her because I don't want her running around aimlessly. Then I'll kind of cut her off a little bit and see if I can get a different thought pattern going on there. So I want her to realize that comfort is with me. It's not out there. Being out there costs her a lot of energy, which she's been in a stall for several days now, so I think it also feels good for her to move around. But she's going to get tired of that. Maybe. I'm just heading towards her hind end. There we go. She looked at me. I backed up. If she wants to leave, I'll help her. Now she's licking her lips, dropping her head, trying to come off adrenaline. We'll give her a moment. So if her ears are out that way and she's paying attention to something else, I'll move. If she's watching me, I will stop. She looks at me, I stop. And she looks away, I'll start moving. She looks away, I move. She looks away, I move. I'm going to make it harder for her to pay attention to something else. So I make sure when I'm neutral right here that I'm very relaxed. I got a leg cocked, my shoulders are relaxed, my eyes are relaxed.
Bluetooth is disconnected.
Your Bluetooth just disconnected, sweetie.
Bluetooth is connected.
She thought about leaving me there, but she stopped and hesitated, so I stopped and hesitated. I'm just going to make it harder for her to ignore me, or harder for her to think away from me. There we go. There's a few steps of committing to come forward towards me. That's good. I'm just going to stop. She started to slow down, so I just stopped to reward her taking a few positive steps towards me. I want her to feel good when she's around me and safe. She's licking her lips. So when I give her these breaks too, I make sure that I have my body faced away from her so that she doesn't feel any pressure from me. And most of the time when I change direction, I turn away from her so that I'm not putting pressure on her. Now she wants to smell me. That's good. There we go. Good girl. So I know if I did too many more steps there, she was thinking about taking off. So I wanted to stop and just remind her that it just feels good to be here with me. So I'm going to take a couple steps backwards, see what she thinks about that, see if she'll let me come up to her shoulder. Pat her shoulder. Good. Back off. She's licking her lips. That's good. You can see she's still real jumpy. It's to send her off running again. Try petting her shoulder again. Good girl. She's starry-eyed. She turned towards me and blinked, so I backed off. She's licking her lips again. That's good. Her running around here today is just more of her anxiety that she's built up over the last 10 years about being with people and having too much pressure put on her. She's not trusting this new way yet. This is only the 4th day. Good girl. So I need to take my time getting, touching her, haltering her. Because I really don't want her to try and take off again and for that to become a pattern. Good girl. It's hard to get her to commit to those steps forward instead of just going to the side. I'm going to pet her again. Good girl. Trust has to be built. It can't be forced. I'm going to pet her and put my hand over her shoulder. Her withers. See if she'll allow me to halter her. There, she turned towards me just a little bit. I'll put it on. And then I'll take it off again just to remind her that she's not trapped. And see, now she's shaking her head, licking. That meant a lot to her that I took it right back off. It gave her a chance to release a little bit more of that adrenaline and realize that I'm not here to trap her. There we go. I knew she had some yawns coming. Gave her a chance to release all that. So if I would have just put the halter on her and walked off, she wouldn't have completed this. She needed to do this. She needed to release some of that anxiety and that tension in her. She's letting go of a garbage from the past, I believe. Because she did a whole lot of that on the first day. She did a lot of yawning, a lot of shaking her head, a lot of licking her lips. And she hasn't felt the need to do as much yawning since until right now. So she's releasing a lot more today, which is really good. It's going to make for a better tomorrow. So as I feel she needs that time, I just give her that time. Lots of licking, lots of yawning, lots of blinking. Lots of her realizing this isn't like her past. So now I'm going to turn this way and walk and see if she follows me. And turn and see if she'll come over and be on my right side. She wasn't quite committed there. There we go. There we go. Good girl. Good girl. And now she has a really soft look on her face as I'm doing this. She's blinking a lot. She's looking around. She's not starry-eyed like she's been before and tense, and she's a lot more relaxed about it. So I'm just going to hang out with her here for a minute so she knows that nothing bad's going to happen after she gets haltered. Good girl. And then I'm just going to take her back to her stall and hang out with her for a few minutes and let her enjoy the success of today and just releasing a lot and feeling a little better about being with humans today. So thanks for watching.